Welcome to Cigar Time, your wonderfully informative show all about premium cigars. And happy Cinco de Mayo!
Oh my God!
Do you know?
I knew that was coming.
Oh my God!
You shouldn't have said anything.
Although Cinco de Mayo is officially a holiday in Mexico,
In Honduras.
no one celebrates it down there.
No, not
Cinco
Mexico.
de Mayo
Really?
was created by the Mexican beer companies to sell more beer in the United States.
And
Doesn't
they
shock me.
did a great job.
Yeah.
They certainly did.
Today's show is brought to you by Rocky Patel Cigars.
Rocky
We
Patel.
all know Rocky.
Yeah.
And Bullwinkle.
And Bull. I'm sure he'll
Bing,
appreciate
bing.
that.
He's on later.
Uh-huh.
He's on next week.
And the
It's
lovely
Rocky
Miss
and the
T,
Chillin' Moose.
the lovely Miss T will tell you all about the cigar we're going to smoke and rate today.
Oh, thank you, Line Stealer. I appreciate that.
Anytime.
All right, so we're smoking the Rocky Patel Super Ligero. It has a Habano wrapper, a Habano binder, and it has 2 fillers, Costa Rican, which we actually talked about last show, and Mexican, which is pretty appropriate for Cinco de Mayo.
That's why I did it.
Oh, really? That was nice, Rob.
No.
Okay. Rob, we have the sizes of Bordeaux, a Robusto, and a Toro. And the flavor profile is cinnamon, white pepper, and toast.
Sounds like breakfast.
Rocky, you don't like
really
cinnamon.
Does. I know. That's why I'm kind of nervous. Let's see.
Cinnamon
You,
toast sounds
Tia,
good.
you mentioned that the wrapper is a Habano, and our viewers might want to know that this is an Honduran Habano.
Thank you.
And it was only ever used on one cigar before.
And, oops. And what was that?
The Macnudo 1968,
Oh, yes.
which bodes well for the cigar.
And we have them here.
That was super premium.
We do.
We do.
We do.
Actually, we should have introduced our new guest because he's speaking, and the audience probably isn't familiar with.
This is Paul from the suburbs.
Where's your hat?
Paul without the hat.
What'd you
Fall
do?
without the hat.
Fall off a ladder?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did, but I'm going to tell you my ladder story later.
Okay.
But while you were falling from the ladder, did you also attempt to kick the bucket?
Did you
Thank
drop?
God, no.
Good.
Bigger question: did you drop your cigar?
He probably
Yeah.
did.
I didn't even ask that question.
Oh, that's good.
That's a great question.
As a matter of fact, I did not. When my neighbors woke me up
It was in
in
your
the
mouth.
driveway, it was still in my mouth.
Oh, my God.
How long were you out? Or are you still out?
I don't know. I was alone, so I have no idea how long I was.
That's scary.
Just so you know, I fell off a very high ladder and landed on my head and blacked out.
And his wife got on him because he put a real dent in the concrete.
Well,
Put up,
at least she got on me.
Wow.
That'll be hell to pay for that one.
Oh, I hope
This
he
show
doesn't
really
ride.
degrades
She
fat.
doesn't watch.
All right.
I have to.
That kind of reminds me when I fell down the steps, I was still holding my glass of wine, never spilled a drop.
That doesn't shock me. That doesn't shock me at
No,
all.
me neither.
It's a matter of priority.
Yes, that's right.
Crack your skull or drop your wine or your cigar. That's an easy choice to make.
We got a busy show today.
Well, then they'll shut up.
Well, I think we've all smoked about a quarter's worth, so let's get everybody's first impressions.
I do get cinnamon.
Is what?
There is some cinnamon in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it tastes right on. It's the spice you taste right on the tip of your tongue.
Oh, you all right?
Set yourself on fire.
Did you see that?
No.
Yes, and
I
it
don't
is-
pay attention
It
to
is.
you.
I get the white pepper as well. It is. There's a little spice up front. Thank you.
Paul?
That's enough.
I want to mention that although this is called Super Ligero, you might think that meant it was monstrously strong, and it's not. It's got some spice up front. It's got some cinnamony taste. But it's not a smack you around kind of strong cigar
Right.
at all.
Right.
Rob?
I don't get any cinnamon.
That's because you refuse to get any.
Yeah, that could be that could be it because I hate cinnamon.
He's blocking it
but,
out.
I do get some of the toast, and I do get the white pepper. It does.
Yeah,
I do definitely get a peppery taste to it. So.
T?
I get the cinnamon.
I
do, I
get
really
all
do.
3 of the flavors. I like white pepper. I like white pepper better than black pepper. I don't. The black pepper is too harsh. White
Too
pepper
black.
is just enough.
I like them both.
Cool.
And white pepper is just enough. This is this is starting off nice. I'm going to be pleasantly surprised a little bit later.
How do you know?
Speaking of pepper, has anybody noticed how many different kinds of pepper there are in the spice aisle these days?
No.
No.
There's like dozens of different
Really?
things I never heard of. Strange something. I don't know. Something berry
Put your cigar down,
peppers.
Paul.
You
There you
actually go grocery shopping?
Yes, I do.
I can't even tell you the last time I went.
How else would the groceries get bought?
As for me, for a fuller body cigar, I'm kind of liking it. It wouldn't be my daily cigar because, as you who have been watching this show throughout the ages, realize that I'm not a real full bodied smoker. I used to be, but having said that, I do recognize a good cigar when I smoke one, and this is definitely a good cigar. A little strong for me, but a good cigar. What do these retail for?
7, no, 6.
Hold on,
It's
let me
7.
see.
It's 7.
You know, I asked you this question.
I know. I completely forgot.
It's 7.
$7.
I told you. Can I get a raise?
Completely forgot. I had no
He
idea.
went blank. Professional actor goes blank.
Yeah. Well,
So,
we don't
Did
know.
you fall off a ladder?
No,
I did not. I have no
Turnip
excuse.
truck. But
Turnip
ladder.
truck, yeah.
so it's right in the sweet spot of price.
It is.
We're very pleased today to have Nish Patel from Rocky Patel Cigars. As you know, this is a Rocky Patel show, and we're going to cover where Rocky and Nish and Nimish came from. Well, it wasn't from under a rock, I know that.
No, it was not.
No, but a lot of people think that sometimes.
No, but I know you were born in Nairobi, Kenya.
That's
is that
right.
correct?
That is correct.
And you migrated, are you ready for this? To one of the garden spots of the world, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
God's country, they tell us.
I got to ask one question. Other than Packer phobia, remember this is Eagle territory here.
Yep.
How do the Patel brothers go from over there to Green Bay, Wisconsin?
That's weird.
You know what? Couple things. When we landed at Austin Straubel Airfield,
Who?
Austin Straubel Airfield,
That's Green Bay.
Green Bay,
Oh, my Lord.
they injected us with the Packer virus.
Oh my God.
So instead of red blood, we got green and gold.
No. That's crazy.
And you know what? It is God's country. It was a great place. My parents thought it's a great place to bring us up. My cousin Nimish, who we call Nimmy D, he was living there, so it's my dad's sister. So we went there, and the rest is history. We love it. We still have great friends there. What a great place to bring up kids.
How long did you stay there?
You know what? I went all the way through high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have any winters that were cold?
You know what? Now that I move in Florida, anything under 70 degrees, we turn the heating on. But in Green Bay, 32 degrees, we were golfing. It was nice, balmy, in shorts.
You and my wife. She's
Your
in
wife golfs in
Sarasota.
Green Bay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can
That's what I
golf
just said.
in July and August. They can golf in Green Bay.
July, August, and September, maybe.
Don't get carried away with the end of September. So tell us, you know, why cigars? Where did all this come from?
Well, as people know, my brother was an attorney in Hollywood, and he was doing a lot of contract law. Also, he did some real estate and also personal injury, but mainly he was doing contract law for the studios and different actors. And on the sets, you've got to wait around 3, 4, 5 hours, you know, in between takes, and everybody was smoking cigars. That's how he got involved in the cigar business.
Wow.
Then he became a founding member of one of the cigar clubs in Beverly Hills called the Grand Havana Room.
Oh, yeah.
So he used to go there, and you know, at that time he'd say, "Yeah, I know cigars," but he really didn't. Yeah, he used to smoke it.
Like Mark does now.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, he
Guy used
actually
to work for them.
he actually was watching a Monday night football game at the Grand Havana Room, and he was watching the Green Bay Packers. And this young kid came up to him and was looking for a partner to make a Honduran cigar. So he said, this guy said, "You know what? I've got the rights to the Indian motorcycle name." And Rocky said, "I'll tell you what. I'll look through your business plan. Come stay with me. We get along. I'll invest some money." And that's how Indian Tobacco was formed.
Wow.
Wow. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Well, sometimes the simple way is the best
Yeah.
way. And the rest is history, as most of you know. In our second part of the interview, we're going to cover the various brands and how things progressed from those days. And the irony is, since we got started right around the time that Rocky Patel started, and originally they were called Indian Tobacco, my bookkeeping system still says Indian Tobacco.
Well,
Still
well,
Art. Valley.
Art, Indian tobacco is no longer.
I know. Well, the
now
checks
it's
are made
Rocky
out to Rocky Patel. But the headings,
I'm sure their accounting says Rebel Valley Cigars.
Probably. It does. It actually does.
Yeah. But I remember those, you know, I can't remember all of the names, but gorilla and chimpanzee.
Baboon.
Baboon. Yeah, there's a lot of horsepower.
TP.
Fire.
Fire, yeah.
Well, Fire's coming back.
Ah.
Well, no, as a private label.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Where did those names come from?
You know, I wasn't there at the time to help him out with the names.
They should. They could have used
So,
some help.
I don't know where he got those names, but Chimp, I'm glad we don't have Chimp and Baboon anymore.
So how did you come on board?
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
You know what? I was there when he first started. I used to live with him out in L.A., and then I moved back to Wisconsin. So I used to help him out at the big smokes and things like that. But I was in the printing industry. So I was selling capital equipment, and I was VP of sales for a company, and I had a bunch of reps that were working with us. And I used to smoke cigars, and back in those days, I'd hand out the Indian tobaccos. Sometimes they were good, sometimes they weren't very good. Sometimes they were plugged, sometimes they weren't plugged. You know, but
They were a good price, though.
they were a good price. But somebody else was making it at that time, and that's when Rocky, you know, said, I'm going to learn this business inside out. And he just spent countless hours. He can tell you stories when he went to Nicaragua and Honduras. But anyway, I got into business. I was always helping him out. And in 2004, he came and visited me in Chicago. He goes, you need to come and work with me. So I said,
Florida.
In Florida.
So you had to leave Chicago to go to Florida.
Right, but before
What a
that...
hardship.
What a hardship, right?
Yeah.
Before that, I said, he goes, why don't you come to the RTDA? At the time, it was called RTDA,
That's our trade show.
trade show, and he said, see if you like it. That was the year we released Edge and Sungrown. I didn't know the blends, but you know what I did? I followed the best salesman out there, and that was my brother.
Yeah.
So he took me around the booth. I knew his spiel. I memorized it, and I sold cigars. Next thing I know, and I was, at that time I came in as national sales manager, and we had a lot of brokers. So I was taking notes and things like that, and I loved it. What a great industry. You get to smoke cigars, and you know what, Art? There's not that many assholes in this business.
That's true.
Oop, that might get bleeped.
But that's how I got into the business.
That's pretty
Amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your history, kind of, with the exception of the humidor manufacturing that we did in the early 90s, your history of selling cigars mirrors ours. We got started right around, I mean, a whole bunch of companies were all started in that 95, 96, 97 time frame during the boom.
During the boom.
And there was a lot of stuff turned out during the boom that, you know, we don't like to talk about anymore. But you know what? We always sold Rocky. We were always proud of what we did with Rocky. We developed that personal relationship with your company going way back then. And I do recall meeting you in an early trade show. That
Yeah.
I do recall. But we're going to continue this in another part, which will be aired next week with our continuing Rocky Patel event and series. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
As we continue our show, I think it's time for Paul to electrify us with some...
Well, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Scott asked me about falling off a ladder. I'm not going to tell you about me falling off a ladder. I'm going to tell you about chicken ladders in Ecuador.
ladders.
Chicken ladders in Ecuador.
in Ecuador.
As in many third world Latin American countries, there are chickens pretty much running around everywhere in Ecuador, even in the big city. And on almost every tree, you see a little thin wooden ladder going up into the tree. And for reasons that I do not comprehend, every time it's going to rain, about 10 minutes before it rains, all the chickens run up the ladders and sit on the branches in the trees. And I've never seen that anywhere else in my travels, but it's fascinating to watch them en masse run up these ladders, and that whoever sees a chicken sitting in a tree.
People in Ecuador.
Oh boy, that was a quick one, wasn't it?
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty...
But if they just let them run free, isn't that kind of unsanitary?
It's a third world.
What?
I don't know. I mean, who wants chickens running around dropping
Wait a minute.
stuff
Yeah,
out there?
please remember, The other thing that runs around free everywhere in Ecuador are giant guinea pigs,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
which is the national dish.
To eat?
Guinea pig.
No, just to
Throw around.
hang decoratively above the
throw 'em-
fireplace.
They put Velcro on a target and they throw them.
God.
It's-
Okay.
they call it cuy. And
Cooey.
yeah, and although it's the national dish,
Cuy,
if you
cuy.
ask young urban Ecuadorians,
Virgins.
do you eat cuy? They'll say, oh no, my grandmother eats that. But they all eat it.
Of course. We're here with two great guys from Rocky Patel Cigars. We have Nimish Desai. See, I said it right.
You said it right. It's a pleasure to be here on Cigar Time.
Okay, and we have Mark Weisenberger.
Thank you for pronouncing every syllable of the
I
name.
try to get every single syllable out correctly.
It's great to be here.
Great guys, thank you very much for being
It's our
here.
pleasure.
And we'll see you next time. Oh, no. As you know, we've over the course of the show, you've seen an interview with Nimish's first cousin, Nish Patel. Boy, I kind of got all the names right
I'm
so
better
far.
looking, so don't forget.
That's true. You have more hair. Oh, well, let's
I
forget
got that extra strand.
Yeah, let's not
Depends
talk,
on where.
Let's not talk about that.
All right.
How'd you get into this business?
Well, you know, Art, it's a little funny story. I'll make it pretty quick for everybody. Rocky was calling me a few times, come on board, come on board. And I said, well, I got a great job. I don't want to give it up.
Yeah, you were the guy making the real money.
Yeah. And then the business I was working for, actually, it was a family-owned business, and those people sold it to a corporate company, and I became a corporate robot,
Animal.
and I hated it.
Animal.
So I got into a corporate one day, and Rocky just happened to call me. I said, hey, let me come out to LA, check out your business. So I go there, you know, and I want to be, I don't know what he's doing. So he goes, next morning, be ready at 9 o'clock, we're going to the office. I get dressed up in a suit and stuff. At 8:55, Rocky, where are you? Let's go, let's go. Just go downstairs, I'll be right there. I'm all dressed up nice. Walk into his basement, that's his office. He's got one girl working for him, he's got a guy in Tampa shipping cigars. I said, what the hell am I getting myself into? But you know what, it all worked out. There were some
Yeah.
times when I thought, what did I get myself into? We had
Look at
some
us
rocky
now.
times at the beginning, but
Play all
hard
words.
work played off, and when we came Rocky Patel Premium Cigars, our business just happened to take off, you know.
Now, were you a cigar smoker at the time?
Believe it or not, Art, I was not a cigar smoker. I would smoke maybe one cigar a month for the first 2 or 3 years. I just couldn't get into it.
Right.
But as Indian Tobacco, Rocky goes, you know, this ain't working. One day our cigars are good, the next day they're inconsistent.
Yeah, I know you had that, yeah.
So if we got to make this happen, you got to jump both feet in. So he goes, you got to go to the factories, learn as much as you can. I did that. Long story short, now I smoke 6 to 8 cigars a day. So,
One of our guys who would normally have been here, except he fell off a ladder and cracked his skull a bit, he smokes about a dozen, Paul.
Yeah.
He smokes about a dozen cigars a day. Mark, what got you into this business?
You know, actually, I started smoking cigars about 18 years ago. It was during the cigar boom. It was right after college. At a college graduation party, people had a box of cigars, and we started smoking, passing around. And I just sort of fell in love with it. And the reality was, interesting story. I went to school for English journalism, and so I answered an ad in the New York Times for a men's lifestyle magazine. Now,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, that turns out to be a pornography magazine.
Men's
I kid you not. I kid you not. And
get that.
I answered one ad that just read differently in the New York Times. They gave me an interview over the phone, and they asked me to come in, and it turned out to be Cigar Aficionado. And
so boys are us.
Boys are us.
does that even exist?
No, it doesn't.
Please. So anyway, that was in 2000, and it's been 15 years in this industry. And once you're in, the cigar industry just grabs you by its claws, and
You can't get out.
you can't get out. But it's not something you ever want to get out of, and you know that.
Oh, I do.
You just
Too
keep
long
coming
for
back.
me, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
You know we're blessed to have Mark. He can be a pain in our butt, I'm not going to lie to you, but he is probably,
Just
in
your
my
butt?
opinion, and your butt too.
oh, okay.
Probably the hardest working rep out there in the industry, and he's done a lot for our company, and he means a lot to us.
I'll tell you, he fights real hard for you.
How much do I owe you for that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That's,
The one thing, we've gone round and round once or twice in all these years, well, maybe 3 or 4 times. But he really, the one thing I truly admire about him, he fights for you. He fights for shelf placement, he fights for new models, and you can't get mad at the guy that represents his company, and that's why I, really enjoy.
Thank you.
So,
It's kind words, but it's
Yeah.
always great to be here.
I'm guessing, can you guys come back next week and join us
Absolutely.
again?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
we'll be here.
Okay.
100%.
All I can say is, no better cigars. Rocky's the best. Long time. We've been with him since day one. So, guys, I thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
Thank you very
Cigar
much.
Time.
We'll
Check
see.
it out.
We'll see you next week. Okay, now we're back, and I think we should go into our little further review of the cigar.
Start with Tia.
Start with Tia.
Okay, we can start with Tia.
Start with Tia.
I like this cigar, and I don't think it's full body at all. I think it's a nice medium. I get all the flavors. The retrohale actually makes it a little sweet. I'm really enjoying this. I wish I was a little bit more into it, but I am really enjoying it.
It's apparently a very slow burning
It's a
cigar.
very,
Very slow. with a plethora.
Taking us forever to smoke these
And
things.
I know.
boatload. And
I'm a half hour in. Look at this.
pontificating.
Yeah, I know.
A
You
lot
get
of
your
stuff.
money's
Half
worth.
hour
out of
into
it.
it, I don't feel like it's gone down at all.
They were Churchills.
No, this is good. And then, I kind of look past this in the humidor. I'm not going to do that anymore.
I think it's a great cigar.
It is, and you did tell me it was a great cigar.
And
when it first came
$7
out.
is right, like I said, right in the sweet.
Yeah,
this is-
absolutely.
And it's a beautiful wrapper too, by the way.
You like the band?
And I love the band. Yeah, they did
figured.
great with the band.
I figure you like
It's
that.
cute.
Teal is cool.
Teal is very cool.
Rob?
Still don't get any cinnamon. So I do get the white pepper and I get the toast. I do get a very tobacco-y finish on it in
Can you
my
explain
mouth.
that?
I get tobacco,
tastes like
sweet.
tobacco.
It tastes like tobacco. Sweet tobacco tastes on the finish. It is white pepper as opposed to black pepper, and it is not full-bodied at all, as the name of the cigar would suggest. It's very smooth too, and the wrapper's gorgeous.
Just so you understand, Super Ligero, if that means that it has a lot of Ligero, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's really strong, because there are sweet Ligeros.
Most people think that though.
Yes.
So
But,
you say this is a sweet Ligero?
Well, at least some of the filler is.
I disagree. I don't think it's sweet Ligero at all.
Ooh, we're getting a
I think
debate.
it's
I
just
like it.
regular Ligero.
I taste some sweet
I do
fruity
too.
Yeah.
notes in it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Almost,
I must not
almost
be getting
fruit,
it in this one.
something like fruit.
Do a retro hill.
Steve? Steve.
Steve,
I looked at him for a second. He looked like Steve. What do you want from me? Scott?
Steve from
What?
our store.
Say hello, Scott.
Joe?
I humbly apologize for mispronouncing his name.
I got a little bit of the cinnamon. I find it very spicy, very peppery on the retro hair. It actually almost burns my nose. Go ahead, Paul.
No? Oh.
I think Scott doesn't like this cigar.
Yeah.
It's all right, I'll smoke it.
It's less than my favorite.
I like it a lot, mostly because although I'd say it's on the full-bodied side, that sweet fruitiness really works with the strength of it.
right?
And I enjoyed that.
So you do say it's full body.
It's on the full-bodied
Yeah.
side.
It is, but it's not super full body.
No, not at all.
It's
No.
like I said,
Isn't
it's
that
not a
kinda
smack you in the
weird?
face kind
No,
of
not
strong.
at
No.
all.
Because to me, it doesn't seem like what you're saying as far as that. It just seems like a nice medium to me.
I don't know.
I think
This,
it's weird.
I don't know if this is going to sound strange, but
I'm sure it
Nothing
will.
you could say could sound strange.
Er.
We've heard it all.
I think that the initial flavor is okay. I think what I don't like about it is the finish, the aftertaste. Just is
Is
like,
that tobacco-y like he's saying?
nah, not tobacco. It's blah, like kind of just a
That's a technical
Can you describe
phrase.
that?
yes, yeah, blah, like that.
Where is that on the flavor wheel?
Yeah.
Right next to the meat.
Down below, at the bottom of it. I mean, initial flavors are okay, but I think that's what I don't like about it is that finish.
Now,
Just,
see, it's funny. I'm finding as the cigar burns, and it is a slow burner. As it burns, I'm getting more of the taste out of it. Now, I think what you're calling whatever, I can't quite pronounce it, but
blah.
Try it. Try it.
No, you get your tongue out. Blah.
blah. Okay.
Much better.
Pretend you're vomiting.
I think it tastes like a really nice cigar. I think it tastes like a cigar. It doesn't have, I'm not quite, I'm getting a little of your fruity notes.
Fruity Newts.
Your Fruit Loops?
Think of Newts.
Fruit Loops.
But
It's very tobacco-y.
I think you ought to tell us about the events, because we're.
That's a fantastical
this half hour
idea.
Flying by.
Oh my God.
Today through, oh, well, let me check my notes here. May 17th, it's, if you buy any 3 Rocky Patels, you're going to get another one for free. It's kind of our standard. Yes,
Wow.
that's through May 17th. And then, of course, we have events coming up. This week, in 2 days, on May 7th, we're going to be at Ludwig's Corner from 4 to 7. Then on Friday, we're going to be right here in Horsham, where we filmed this fantastic show from 12 to 3, and then over to Colmar from 5 to 8.
Where nothing fantastic happens.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
it's the party place.
It is the party place. And then
I
next...
saw-
That a line in the movie. In a movie.
Probably.
Ghostbusters.
What?
Let me show you my bedroom. Nothing ever happens in there.
Yeah.
That's
What a
about it.
Nothing
crime
happens in there.
is the next line.
Thinking, what a crime.
Yes,
my
and then
God.
Monday
Okay.
on the 11th in Westchester from 5 to 8. And during the events, it'll be, if you buy 3, you're going to get 2 free. We're also going to offer 20% off of all Rocky boxes. 20% off of the MSRP, so the
How
single
can they
cigar
do
price.
it?
Wow.
If you buy a box or if you buy 20, if you mix and match, 20 or more.
Wow.
20%, that's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
All right, trying to put a number on it, guys.
I'll go first.
You go first.
I give it a nice 8.5.
Rob?
I give it an 8.25.
He just can't.
Scott?
6.5.
Oh, Scott!
Oh,
Hurt us.
That's like mean.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I could lie. You want me to lie?
Moody,
Ooh.
Scott.
No. this
I'll
is-
lie.
I give
7.
it solid 8.
Don't lie.
Solid 8 for me.
Well, to me, because of the price, and it is finishing better than it started, for me anyway, I give it a 7.75. Now, why are you looking at me like
That's
that?
okay.
How
Oh.
about like this?
Almost a blah.
Wow, so I gave it the highest rating. I think it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, again,
Okay.
all the ratings of the panel, well, if you can call
Subjective.
them that, if you can call them that, are subjective.
They
Your
are.
own opinion may vary. So we cordially invite you to try one at either one of our 10 stores or go to your local brick and mortar store. As we always say, please support your local tobacconist.
Yeah, you gotta try this.
He's there for you, and, you know, we all are in this together. It's us against the government.
Rah.
Ooh,
So stand up for your rights.
speak for yourself. I do whatever you say. No.
I'm from the IRS, I'm here to help you.
I've heard that. See, I've heard that.
So on behalf of the entire crew and the production people and the audience, we wish to thank you very much, and let's say goodbye.
Already? Bye.
Wow.
Bye. Ciao for now, everybody.
Boy, is it smoky in here.
Thank you very, very much. I will see you next week.
Hi, Mom.
Sure.
6.5 is generous.